Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, My Kinda Art with me, Ivan Florentino. And for today's quick video, this is a time-lapse drawing of Deadpool that I did several years ago. And because Deadpool and Wolverine movie will be coming out very soon, I decided to do this quick tutorial on how I did it and just end it with a time-lapse. Okay, so to begin, I used a high quality piece of paper. This was pretty thick and it is somewhat textured, and I think it was a cold press paper, and it was actually meant for watercolor. And one of the reasons I chose this type of paper was because I did a combination of mediums, and by the time this video releases, I have already done a live stream of Deadpool while I was editing this in Procreate with my iPad Pro and Apple Pencil 2, just like I've done with a lot of my traditional to digital paintings. So go ahead and stay tuned for that. And then finally, a step-by-step tutorial of the entire process. Alright, so I began by using a number 2 pencil, and this one, I made sure I drew it very light so that it's easy to erase. And I kind of outlined it so that I was able to get the proportions right, and this is the one that was used for Deadpool's poster for the original film. And I wanted to make sure the proportions were as accurate as possible, so that's why I did take my time with this first. And then one of the next steps was using a red color pencil. And I made sure I laid down the color in a light fashion, a base color, just like I do with everything that I do. Even when it comes to painting, it's always to lay down a base color before I go into very deep detail and before I start layering on the pigment, because I want to make sure that everything does look right before I start pressing the pigment inside the paper as hard as I can, because that will be difficult to cover up or erase. And next I used a little bit more pressure to go into the shadows and have a nice contrast between light and dark. And because the shadows are at the bottom where it's coming in contact with the floor, for example on his forearm, his stomach, and his legs, that's why you'll notice a big difference with a cast shadow as well. And one of the things that I actually remember was I lost a lot of the footage. I think it erased everything that I did when I applied the markers. I used Prisma markers on top of almost everything on the color pencil side, where I used black, different grays, and finally finished with this white Jelly Roll pen for the highlights. So now I remember I lost a lot of footage, so that's why it was literally from the beginning to some color pencil and the end. But hopefully when you check out my live stream, I will be editing and just fixing it and making it as clear as possible on that, just to make it look, just to see how much brighter I can make things and maybe add some textures with some brushes in Procreate. So thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.